Tonight on Live at 5, the Saratoga slaying. New information revealed about what happened during the deadly shooting in Wood County. From sex with teen girls to child pornography, disturbing new details revealed in the investigation into former Subway star Jared Fogle. And it's back to school for some in central Wisconsin.
From WAOW, all your coverage in stunning high definition. Newsline 9 at 5, your trusted resource.
She was human. She had a heart, and she will be missed.
A former co-worker reacts to the killing of a Wood County mother as new details emerge about the violent shooting in Saratoga. Good evening, I'm Melissa Langban. We are also learning more about the relationship between the suspected shooter and the victim. We get right to that new information with Newsline 9's Max Gordon. He's been on the story all day today and joins us now from the control center. Max.
That's right. Deputies say Miguel Ortel is the male who shot and killed Teresa Coates Monday night before turning the shotgun on himself. Now, court documents also reveal that at some point, Ortel was dating Coates' daughter. The call for deputies came in around 10 p.m. Monday. Sheriff's officials say a 17-year-old female made that call for help. Her mother was killed, but Ortel survived. Sheriff's officials say he's in the hospital in critical but stable condition. He's under guard by the Sheriff's Department. Right now, he has not been charged in this murder investigation. When I sat down with investigators earlier today, they were not ready to comment on the relationship between the three individuals involved in the situation.
The three parties were known to each other, and they did have a history of relationship between them. To what extent at this point would be speculative.
However, Newsline 9 did obtain a criminal complaint filed in Wood County in March. According to the complaint, Ortel took Coates' vehicle without her permission. It also names Ortel as the boyfriend of Coates' 17-year-old daughter. And in a separate case, it appears Ortel was ordered to stay away from from Coates and her daughter. At this point, it is unclear if the two were together at the time of the situation. Now, deputies were unable to provide the condition of Ortel or provide an explanation to how he obtained that shotgun. We'll have more details tonight at 6. In the control room, Max Gordon, Newsline 9.
Well, with all that rain that pushed through yesterday, it seems like a lot of the humidity left and much cooler air is here now. It feels like fall out there, Tony.
It was pretty chilly, no question about it, with the wind and temperatures around 60 today. You'll definitely catch your breath out there. Let's take a look here tonight and see what's going on. You'll notice that downtown Wausau Skycam is showing just cloudy skies as people are starting to gather for the concert on the square. And Eagle River is also showing mostly cloudy conditions. There's been a little bit of patchy drizzle and sprinkles, but really nothing too significant for rainfall today. And those current temperatures are holding in the lower 60s for the most part, kind of unusual for August. And it's 61 in Stevens Point, 61 in Mosinee, 63 in Wausau and Merrill, 64 in Marshfield, and 65 in Wisconsin Rapids. So there's been plenty of clouds today swirling down from this major storm system, which is now parked in northern Lake Superior. And there's been a few little tiny showers and sprinkles, but certainly nothing like the rainfall we had yesterday and last night when some spots got a couple of inches. This evening we'll have cloudy skies, temperatures near 60. We'll just slowly drop into the 50s tonight for an overnight low of 52. That chance of scattered drizzle is there pretty much all night long. And there'll be a breeze, too, about a 10-mile-per-hour wind to make it feel even cooler. It feels like fall now, but we do have a more summer-like forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
That is good. Thank you, Tony. The man famous for losing weight eating Subway sandwiches is now expected to plead guilty to child pornography charges. Jared Fogle appeared in court today, and ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the details.
Hi, I'm Jared, the Subway guy.
From famous TV pitchman
1998, I weighed over 425 pounds.
to accused sex offender.
Today, Jared Fogle has been charged and has admitted to participating in a 5-year criminal scheme to exploit children.
Former Subway spokesperson Jared Fogle in court in Indianapolis after agreeing to plead guilty to paying for sex with a 13 and 14-year-old girl and for receiving and distributing child pornography.
In so doing, he will fully and completely acknowledge his responsibility for his wrongdoing and his acts in his conduct.
Prosecutors claim from 2007 until June of this year, Fogel traveled and used social networking in pursuit of underage girls. According to court documents, investigators allege that in 2012 he met a 17-year-old prostitute at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, asking her to find him another underage girl, saying, quote, "the younger, the better," leading to his alleged abuse of those two minors. After raiding his Indiana home last month, investigators claim they found pornography involving children as young as 6, given to him, they say, by the executive director of his charity, Russell Taylor. Prosecutors say Taylor, now in custody on child pornography charges, secretly recorded children and shared those videos with Fogel for years. And Subway has since cut ties with Fogel. We're told Fogel's agreed to pay 14 victims $100,000 each in restitution, and he faces a minimum of 5 years in federal prison. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Marcy. And Indonesian officials have found the bodies of 54 passengers and the data recorders in that plane that crashed on Sunday. No one survived the crash in a mountainous forest in Papua. Contact was lost with that plane about a half hour into its flight, and investigators hope that the data recorders will reveal why that plane went down. An explosion in Washington state leaves 2 people missing. It happened at a Motel 6 last night. Police say that they responded to a gas leak, and a utility worker was critically hurt. Guests were evacuated from the motel, and the injured worker airlifted to a Seattle hospital. Firefighters quickly controlled the flames, and officials believe that those unaccounted for were motel guests. Members of the Menominee tribe are voting on whether to legalize marijuana on the reservation. The 2 topics on the ballot, the legalization of medical and/or recreational marijuana. No decision will be made immediately based on those results. Tribal leaders say that the vote is to get a feel for what the Menominee people want to see. Voting will be open to tribal members through tomorrow. We will have a balanced look at the issue coming your way tonight on Newsline 9 at 6. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is still being hit with questions about her emails, and a new poll shows those questions may be taking a toll. All the while, Republican candidate Donald Trump continues to move forward. ABC's Kenneth Moton has the latest.
It's the first time Hillary Clinton has dipped below 50%. A newly released CNN poll shows the Democratic frontrunner at 47%. Her rival Bernie Sanders at 29, up 10 points since July. And Donald Trump is closing in on Clinton. In July, he trailed her by 16%. Trump is now 6 points behind among registered voters. The new poll numbers come on the heels of Clinton's heated exchange with a reporter at a Las Vegas campaign event yesterday. He asked if the former Secretary of State wiped her private email server to hide the mishandling of classified information.
Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something? We have turned over the server. They can do whatever they want to with the server to figure out what's there or what's not there.
It's been that type of week for Clinton. Video emerged of her tense behind-the-scenes conversation with Black Lives Matter activists a few days ago in New Hampshire.
Look, I don't believe you change hearts. I believe you change laws, you change allocation of resources, you change the way systems operate.
Meanwhile, today, the Republicans are playing a game of dueling campaign events. Frontrunner Donald Trump proving nobody trumps Trump, announcing a town hall meeting in New Hampshire at the same time as Jeb Bush's town hall. The two and several other candidates will be in the state to speak at a major education summit. The rest of the week will be busy for GOP presidential hopefuls. Trump, who is leading in the latest polls at 24%, just announced he will hold a pep rally Friday night in Mobile, Alabama. Kenneth Moton, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you, Kenneth. And it's back to school time. While some people are still soaking up the final moments of summer, it was the first day of school for some students in Mosinee. Newsline 9's JJ Luther in the newsroom, and she has the details for us. JJ.
Students at Wisconsin Valley Lutheran High School seemed excited to get back to class. This morning, students started the school year For this year, grades 9 through 12 had 62 students only at the school. While some are just starting their freshman year, the seniors are definitely ready for their final year at the school. Many I did speak with were anxious to get back to their studies and, of course, catch up with their classmates.
From my experience, most of the kids are ready to start school at this time, and so we want to get them in, get going.
Right now, the school is scheduled to be done before Memorial Day. School leaders say the students are used to going back earlier, but they are happy that they get out earlier for the summer. In the newsroom, JJ Luther, Newsline 9.
It is that time of year again. Thank you, JJ. Some Northwoods artists show how they turn a piece of wood into a work of art. And then a little bit later in the show,
I would not go back and change a single thing I have had to go through.
one student takes on college after being homeless in high school. We are taking a live look outside on the Skycam right now. You can see traffic moving very easily down Grand Avenue. Most of the rain in the Wausau area has apparently cleared out for a while. We'll find out what's ahead next with Tony. He's back in 90 seconds with your Live at 5 Future Track forecast.
All your coverage in stunning high definition with Melissa Langband and Tony Schumacher. Newsline 9 at 5, your trusted resource.
Some severe weather did move through parts of Wisconsin last night. This is Walworth County. An EF1 tornado caused damage in Lake Geneva near Milwaukee, and a number of buildings took hits, and the tornado left a trail of tree damage behind. But we saw our share of rain last night. Wow, it was really coming down.
That's right. You know, a lot of the viewing area got at least an inch of rain, and there were a couple of spots that got up to 3-4 inches.
And now we've got these winds to contend with. They haven't moved out yet.
Yeah, a cool wind to go with it. It feels a little bit more like October than August, but that'll be changing here before too long. Let's take a look tonight with our Stevens Point Ministry St. Michael's Hospital camera. You can see a lot of dark clouds swirling through, and maybe a little hazy glimmer of sun every so often between the cloud banks, but for the most part, just kind of a dark evening. And we're underneath the grips of a large storm system, which is parked in northern Lake Superior. The moisture swirling in a counterclockwise fashion around that. You can see some of these tiny little showers kind of swirling back into the western part of Wisconsin right now. So there is a chance that if you're out and about tonight, you'll have some brief couple-minute showers come on by, but they shouldn't be too heavy whatsoever. It is going to be feeling fall-like into Thursday yet, but then we'll see quite a change by Friday and Saturday. More sunshine and much warmer temperatures returning, and that'll be followed by some rain again late Saturday night and Sunday morning. So just enough to keep us on our toes. Temperatures are really kind of all over the board here, staying in the 60s once again tomorrow, then topping out in the 80s by the time we hit Saturday. Another slight cool down for early next week before the next warm-up hits around Wednesday or so. And there is the possibility we'll be dealing with some hot weather by the end of next week. We might make another run at 90 degrees as we finish up the month of August. 69 for the high in Wausau today, low of 60. We had 0.12 of an inch of rain since midnight, and of course over an inch yesterday, about an inch and a quarter or so. And the sunset here at 7:59, so it's starting to get a little bit earlier. Right now, 63 degrees, the humidity 72%, with a southwest wind at 17 miles an hour. The pressure pretty low yet, 29.57 inches, and steady. Well, a mixture of upper 50s to lower 60s across north central Wisconsin, so we're running a good 15 degrees below normal for this time of the year. It's only 59 degrees in Anago and Phillips right now. And throughout the middle of the nation here, you'll notice we're in the cool pocket on the backside of the storm system. Kind of runs all the way down through Iowa and western Illinois. Either side of that still in the 70s, even some 80s out in the eastern Great Lakes, 81 in Toronto. And this starts to warm up again back in the northern Rockies as well. Future track still shows that big cloud shield swirling around the low pressure over us, and a few dots of green, meaning some spotty light rain or drizzle through at least late morning tomorrow, maybe even into the early afternoon for some places. But hopefully this will start breaking up a little bit. You'll see a few peaks of sun again late tomorrow afternoon. Certainly a better chance of clearing tomorrow night into Friday. Should be a great Friday to get outside. It'll feel quite a bit different. And the next front is kind of lurking upstream. That one arrives late Saturday night into early Sunday. Here's that forecast tonight. Just some patchy light rain, sprinkles, or drizzle. Low temperature 52. And tomorrow we should have plenty of clouds again, high of only 66. Chance of a light shower or some drizzle in the morning. And west-northwest winds between 10 and 20 miles an hour. A high of 62 in Eagle River. Keep the sweatshirt handy all day there. 65 in Merrill. And we're looking for a high of 67 in Marshfield, approaching 70 in Wisconsin Dells. The 7-day forecast shows quite a bit of change. Sunshine on Friday, high of 79. Saturday looks like a warm day with a high of 83. Some showers and storms likely late Saturday night and Sunday morning. We cool off a bit. Highs around 70 on Monday, maybe some sprinkles to the north, and then some great weather Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at that, sunshine, warming back up to about 80 degrees.
It'll be nice to have some more summer weather. Thank you, Tony. Well, the Packers are gearing up for their next preseason game against the Steelers, and you can watch it right here on Newsline 9, your official Packers station. That, of course, taking place Sunday. Pregame is set for 11:30, then kickoff in Pittsburgh will take place at noon. We'll take you to all of the action, and because of our coverage, we do have to let you know about a programming note. The Little League Baseball World Series will be broadcast on 9.2, the CW. That is from 2 until 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, and you can also watch it on ESPNU. A little bit later in this newscast, the Lincoln County Humane Society has a squeaky pet looking for a home.
X equals 1 over 81.
From homeless high school student to living in a college dorm, an inspiring story next on Live at 5. And a rough day on Wall Street as the major markets wrapped up the session on the downside. As we go to the break, here are the closing numbers and some stocks of local interest. Welcome back. It's 5:19. College dorm rooms are often something that new students dread living in, but for one young man in Tennessee, it means having a place to stay after being homeless during high school. There's no problem.
X equals 1 over 81.
Jordan Brown can't figure out.
This past year, since about January, I've been homeless, and that was pretty rough.
Room 325 is now his home.
It seems very unreal. It feels like a dream, like it's all too easy and too smooth.
High school was anything but easy and smooth. Brown's family fell on hard times. After being evicted, the teen lived with friends, even spent a few nights sleeping in parks.
By not having that stability in my home life, or necessarily in my personal life, I've had to find stability elsewhere.
So he stayed in books, entering UT with a 33 ACT score and more than 30 AP credits. What does he want to be when he graduates?
Quantum physicist. I'd like to work in particle mechanics.
Maryville High School counselors guided Brown through the college application process, finding scholarships and money so he could keep on learning.
In all of my career, I've never had another Jordan Brown. He is, to say outstanding does not do him credit. I am tremendously proud of him because he doesn't look at obstacles as a reason to not be successful.
Making misfortunes part of the past and looking to a bright future.
I would not go back and change a single thing I have had to go through. Not a single one, because I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Very inspirational young man. And still to come, visitors get an unpleasant whiff in one botanical garden. And this is Leonard, a year-old guinea pig that was given up for adoption because his family was moving. We'll meet this sweet little guy on the other side of this Live at 5 break. An annual tradition returned to the Northwoods. Newsline 9 checked out the fun at the Paul Bunyan Fest in Eagle River this morning. This is the 35th year for the Northwoods Arts and Crafts Show. Wood carving is one of the big attractions, and the carvers say it takes a lot of skill and dedication.
Fast payback for yourself as far as visually the accomplishment that you're able to do in a short time period, and I think people really enjoy that. It's kind of like putting the studs up on a house.
And the carvers even let Newsline 9's Jordan Betts test her skills at the wood carving. Looks like she had a lot of fun. We have Cassie with us today, and she has brought along a different pet, one that we don't often see here on Pet Saver, and it is a guinea pig.
Yep, this is Leonard the guinea pig. He's about a year old. He's a very sweet little guy. He likes to be held, and he has been around kids before, so he's used to kind of being held by them.
Do I hear him chirping?
Oh yeah, he's starting to squeak a little bit.
What kind of things do you have to care for them?
Well, they do need fresh fruit or vegetables every day at least. That's kind of a requirement for them. Carrots are always good, or something harder so they can chew on, so that helps their teeth and help their coats stay healthy. You know, he's pretty social for the most part. We do have other guinea pigs at the shelter that he actually talks to. It's just that we keep them in separate cages just in case they don't like each other right now. But he would do great in any home as long as, you know, you keep him in the cage or in a little plastic ball, I think, you know, especially if you have any other animals that might not appreciate seeing a little rodent run around in your house.
What is his fee?
He's actually going to be the $25.
$25, and what do you suggest that people do if they want to find out more about him?
They can come in and visit him at our shelter, or they can always apply online as well. So.
Okay. Yes, you want somebody to do that, don't you? Well, Cassie, thank you much for bringing him in today. We appreciated seeing him. It's not something that we often get to see here.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
You walk in the greenhouse and it kind of hits you in the face.
Something smells at a botanical garden, and it's not too sweet. Don't miss what the stench is that's bringing visitors to a Denver garden.
This week, the Made in America team is back from Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago to California. And this time, the family-owned business creating thrill rides and summer memories. When American jobs are on the line, David Muir is there on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Tonight at 6, Governor Scott Walker takes part in an education forum along with 5 other Republican presidential hopefuls. He's there to share his plans for schools around the country if he is elected president. A Denver botanical garden is making a big stink with one of its new plants. Once the petals unravel on this giant corpse flower bud, visitors will be lured in by the plant's smell more than its beauty. The corpse flower releases a signature scent that groundskeepers say compares to the smell of rotting mice. I'm not quite sure what that is, but luckily the smell only lasts a couple of days. I'll take their word for it.
Best if that one's left behind a big enclosed glass case so you can't smell it.
Exactly.
All right, well, the weather here tonight calls for a few spotty showers, but nothing too heavy. It's going to be cool, though, so grab the coats as temperatures hover in the 50s.
All righty. Thanks so much for the update on that very chilly forecast, Tony.
And it's going to get nicer by Friday.
That's good news there. So thanks for joining us at 5. We will be back at 6 o'clock.
Good night.